Well, happy Friday. I'm King 5 meteorologist Rich Marriott, and well, we made it through a pretty wet week, that's for sure, and it looks like it's going to be wet on into next week, though we are seeing a little bit of a let up over the weekend. In fact, we're going to continue to see it be wet out there, but it won't be quite as wet. We won't get exactly the same soaking rains we've gotten recently, but it's going to be a brief pause because we've got even wetter weather headed our way. We get into next week. This morning you can see on the Doppler radar that we've got rain around the area. Much of what's coming down, which is a very light mist or drizzle, especially from about Seattle southward, not really being picked up by the radar beam. It's a little bit too high and it kind of sneaks underneath the radar beam, so it's not showing up, but it is wet up and down there. And we also have some fog out there too, which has cut down a little bit on the visibility. That should probably lift as we head towards this afternoon. Take a look out. You can see it's just kind of a gray day. It definitely looks like a December day in the Pacific Northwest, and there in Everett, well, the camera's finally been engulfed by the clouds, so you get a sense the ground is out there somewhere, and it's wet, and it's pretty much the same as we drop down through the sound. Our rooftop camera looking towards the skyline of Seattle, looking a little ghost-like right now thanks to the light fog there, and a wet day out at the airport. Again, on the Doppler, remember, it didn't show any precipitation there over SeaTac, but yeah, there it is. And Tacoma looking at pretty much the same thing, and that's going to be the story through the day today. It's not pounding down, but enough's coming down to keep things wet. Take a look out at Westport, also a very December looking day out there. Checking that 7-day forecast over the weekend, we're looking at about the same. It's going to be occasional light rain over the weekend. We do get a little bit more organized system through. It gives us some steady rain early Sunday and then turns to off and on showers. But again, not looking for it to be all that heavy. That changes as we head into next week. You can see we get into first alert weather days Tuesday and Wednesday as we've got a couple of atmospheric rivers that are going to be pointed at us, giving us some pretty good rainfall totals with some very heavy rains up in the mountains. So rivers are going to rise, and we're going to be looking for a lot of rain to get around the mountains, anywhere from about 7 to 10 inches of rain possible during this whole storm sequence, though we do dry a little bit towards the end of the week. Take a look at our first alert weather days. Basically, it's Tuesday and Wednesday. Those could slide a little earlier or a little later, depending on how the computer models line up as we get closer to it. But basically, the impact is going to be some flooding on the rivers, might be some urban flooding in there, and some very wet commutes, and probably, especially during the dark commutes that we have this time of the year, low visibility with that heavy rain coming down. So you might have some water covered roads out there as well. All of that contributing to impact. It's not really an extreme weather situation, but it's something that's going to inconvenience you. You might have to make extra allowances in terms of your planning and travel around Puget Sound on those 2 days. Looking at the satellite image, you can see we do have this system that's moving through today. Not much to it. There's, see that arc back out there into the Pacific. That's the pattern that we've been looking at with that big high off the coast. But as we head towards the first part of next week, we are going to be seeing that high pressure kind of drop away from us, and what we'll see is a more direct shot from the west to southwest of these systems coming in. Basically, some atmospheric rivers are going to spray up and down the coast rather like a garden hose, but fortunately it doesn't really stall over us and stay around for a long time at any point, so we get a chance to run off a little bit between these systems. So even though we're looking at some flooding, not looking at really extreme flooding. See what I'm talking about? This is an atmospheric river, and you can see it shows up pretty easily. This is for Sunday. You can see this little system that just kind of brushes by us. It's aimed more to the south of us than at us. That moves on by, but then as we head into Monday, you see that direct shot straight into us, and that kind of sticks with us, kind of moves up and down the coast as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday, really soaking us down on those days, and that's when we expect to see those rivers really rise, and the reason we're going for those first alert weather days on Tuesday and Wednesday. As we head towards the end of the week and on into the weekend, you see the atmospheric river starts to point farther to the north towards the coast of BC, and we'll get a chance to dry out a little bit. If we look at the rainfall totals between now and Sunday evening, you see not that bad over the weekend, maybe a half to an inch, which is it's a fair amount of rain, but not all that much. But between Sunday evening and on through Thursday, you can see we pick up another 4 inches of rain around Puget Sound for totals of 5 to 6 inches, and up in the mountains anywhere from about 10 to 12 inches of rain possible there. So the reason we're looking at that flooding, and right now the National Weather Service is estimating we could see some minor to moderate flooding on some of the rivers, especially up in the North Cascades. Checking those snow levels, well, they're up today at 5,000 feet. It's raining at all the highway passes. Drops to 4,000 tomorrow, and that is going to bring it down to the base of the ski areas at Stevens and at Mount Baker, so that's good news for those guys. But we're going to see them go right back up again as we head towards Sunday, Monday, and then by the middle of next week, we're up to about 7,000 feet with some heavy precipitation raining on that new snow. So not looking really good for opening those ski areas here in the short term. And if you're traveling over the Cascades in the next 24 hours or so, the Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory basically for Stevens Pass. That's from 5 o'clock tonight, from 7 o'clock tonight until 10 o'clock on Saturday night, because anywhere from about 5 to 10 inches of snow possibly coming down. You can see today, no problems. All the passes are bare. There's no restrictions for any of the passes. And you see if you're traveling today, you're not going to have any problems over the passes. Snoqualmie is going to be rain through the day. Stevens mostly rain through the day, but it does make that switch to snow tonight, and it'll be mostly snow as we head towards tomorrow. So for today, basically looking at occasional light rain. Could be a little breezy in spots this afternoon. High temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Showers and sun breaks tomorrow, and then it's a little steady rain early on Sunday. That'll turn to off and on showers and low to mid 50s over the weekend. That's about 3 to 5 degrees above our normal highs. Rainy and breezy Monday, then rain at times Tuesday. Rain possibly heavy at times Wednesday, low to mid 50s. Showers and sun breaks Thursday. It's still mild, but as we showed you, it is going to be gradually drying out at least a little bit as we head towards the following weekend.